Welcome back with another paper. This is October 2024, section A. So, without wasting any time, let's begin. So, let's see the first question. It's saying, what is the molecular formula for naphthalene? Let's count the number of carbon atoms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, C10. Let's see the options. So no way it's going to be C or D. So either answer will be A or B. Let's count the number of hydrogens. So there are double bonds in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So H8. So your answer is A. Clear? Let's go to question number 2. It's asking the empirical formula for magnesium azide. So magnesium is +2 and azide is given -1, right? When you frame the formula, it will be MgN3 bracket 2, right? So this can also be shown as D. The correct answer is D. Third question, how many atoms of oxygen are there in this much moles of sulfuric acid? So what do? You just take your moles and times 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. You will get 6.02 into 10 to the power 21, and then you times 4 because there are 4 oxygen atoms, right? You will get 2.408 into 10 to the power 22. So your correct answer is C. So question number 4 is kind of a nice question. It says two identical sealed flasks containing different gases are side by side. Each flask contains one gas with the same temperature and pressure. This point needs to be noted. Same temperature and pressure. Flask A contains these many moles of methane. Flask B contains 160 milligram of a different gas. So you have to identify the gas in flask B, right? So you should know that same temperature and pressure means the gas is having same number of moles. Okay. Now this gas B will have same number of moles of flask A gas, and the mass is given to you 160 milligram. So you convert the milligram into gram. So this would be 0.16 grams. You know the formula of finding the MR. You find the MR. MR is equal to mass upon moles. Mass is given 0.16 grams. Moles is 4.0 into 10 to the power minus 3. You solve it. So this will be 40. So now you have to check which of these 4 has the mass 40. So if you check the periodic table, argon is 39.948, which is approximately 40. So your answer is A. This question is just a simple balancing question. You have 4 phosphorus, you have 2 here, so you put here 2. You have 8 hydrogens, you have 2 hydrogen, put here 4. And the correct option is C. And then later on you can just balance out your oxygen. So if you total your oxygen, 10 plus 4, 14. 7 2s are 14. There you go. Question 6, copper metal can displace silver, and the equation is given. 10 gram of copper metal was added in excess of silver nitrate. Silver metal was collected, washed. What is the mass of silver metal? So two things you have to compare, copper and silver. Okay, so first you have to find the number of moles. Okay, so copper is 10 upon the MR of copper is 63.5. You solve it, you get 0.1575 moles of copper. Then you go for the ratio. Ratio of copper to silver is 1:2. So you multiply this 0.1575 times 2, you get 0.315. This is the moles of silver. Then you just find the mass. Mass is moles times mr. Mr is 107.9 of silver. So you will get the mass of silver, which you will get around 34 grams. So answer will be C. It will be between 20 to 40 grams. I hope this is clear. Let's look at the next question. In this question, you have to find the volume of gas produced by complete decomposition of this much moles of calcium nitrate at room temperature and pressure. So you have to find the volume of gas. So if you see, you are getting 4 moles and 1 mole of oxygen, right? So if I take the mole ratio, I have calcium nitrate 0.05 moles, right? And the ratio between calcium nitrate and nitrogen is 1:2. So you double 0.05, you get 0.1 mole of nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen is 1 mole. So you just do the half of 0.05, you get 0.025. Now you got the moles, right? At room temperature and pressure, the volume is equal to moles times 24, right? So you have 0.125 moles because you're going to add these two together, because you have total 5 moles of gas towards your product side. So you just write your moles times 24. You solve it, you will get 3. And your answer will be C. Question number 8 is asking about atoms economy of ethanol. So you find the MR of ethanol. So MR of ethanol, if you see, 2 times carbon plus hydrogen 6 plus oxygen 16, you get total 46, right? And then you should know the formula of atoms economy. It is the desired product, which is 2 times ethanol upon 2 times the product, which is ethanol, plus 2 times carbon dioxide. You solve this and you just times 100 because it's percentage. You solve this, you will get 51.1%, which is C. Next question. So let's have a look at question number 9. It's asking what's the mass in grams for hydrogen atom. You should know that hydrogen atom consists of protons and electrons only, right? So you just add the values given in the table, you will get your answer. So 1.6725 times 10 to the power minus 24 plus electron 0.0009 times 10 to the power minus 24. You add them both, you will get the answer 1.6734 into 10 to the power minus 24, which is B. Next, which of these particles would deflect by an electrical field? So you should know that protons are positive, electrons are negative. These two will get deflected when they are passed through the electric field, right? So answer is B. Question number 10 says, which statement is not correct for the period 3 elements? So all these elements are arranged in order and they all are in period 3. Let's see the options. Atoms of chlorine have highest first ionization energy. Well, as we are going from left to right, the ionization energy increases. So this is correct. Let's have a look at the option C. The sodium atom of sodium have the largest radius. That is also right, because as you're moving from left to right, the atomic radius decreases. So sodium has the biggest radius. So let's look at B. It says the chloride and sulfide ions have same ionic radius. No, they won't be same, because the ionic radius will be different, because ionic radius depend upon the number of protons and they both have different protons, right? So sulfur is having 16 protons and chloride is having 17 protons, right? They both have same 18 electrons each, but the size will not be the same. So the answer is B. Part B is asking which of these elements have the strongest intermolecular forces. Now let's look at the elements. Sodium, magnesium, aluminiums these are all metals and they have metallic bonding in them and they do not contain intermolecular forces. Silicon is a giant three-dimensional macromolecule, so it has its own set of forces. It's not intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces are basically in non-metals. So if you see phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, out of these three, sulfur is having the most. And also you should know that phosphorus is made up of 4 atoms. Sulfur is made up of 8 atoms. Chlorine is a diatomic molecule, but out of these three, sulfur is going to have the strongest intermolecular force. Question number 11 is talking about the properties of bonding, different types of bonding. They have given ionic and metallic. Ionic bonding, if we see, the ionic compounds are soluble in water, correct. They have high melting point, correct. And electrical conductivity in solids is definitely poor because they conduct electricity when they are in liquid or molten state, right? So my correct answer is A. Question number 12. Which ion is isoelectronic with a noble gas configuration? It's scandium. How it's scandium? Let's have a look. So scandium, if you see 3 plus, it's 21, right? So when you do the configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1, right? Now, when you remove the electrons, because 3 electrons needs to be removed, right? So you will remove the 2 electrons from 4s and 1 electron from 3d. So if you remove these 3 electrons, you are left with a noble gas configuration of argon. You can count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18. So 18 is for argon. So my correct answer is scandium. If you want, you can check for hydrogen, oxygen, zinc as well. But this is how you're going to do. So in this question, it's all about cycloalkanes and it's saying which of the products will react with chlorine and produce 4 different monochlorinated products. Means a chlorine can replace the CH, the H from the C. So let's look at the positions. So if you see isomer X, this and this can be replaced by chlorine. Isomer Y, this and this can be replaced by chlorine. And Z, these 4 are basically can be replaced by the chlorine to form the monochlorinated product. So my answer is B. So question number 14 is about the mechanism where you have to identify the initiation step, right? So this can be represented as R O O R. This is R O O R. That's what they have said. So which step in the mechanism is the initiation step? So you know initiation, there is a homolytic fission through UV light and you get 2 free radicals, right? So A is going to be my answer. They're going to form 2 free radicals. Clear? Let's look at question number 15. It's asking the general formula for these cyclic alkenes such as cyclohexene. So if you look at this structure, let's see. So there are 6 carbons and how many hydrogens are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's CnH2n minus 2. That's how you're getting 6 carbons and 10 hydrogens, right? So your correct answer is this. Clear? Now this question is talking about the 2 repeats unit of this addition polymers, right? So this was my compound. I'm going to draw the 2 repeat units of the additional polymers. So this looks like this and double bond breaks, opens. It looks something like this. This is going to connect. So this structure is basically looks like this structure. So my correct answer will be D. Now this question is talking about what mass of cyclohexanol is needed to make this much grams of cyclohexene. So if the yield is 72%, now I'm getting 7.20 from 72% yield. Yes. So for 100% yield, how much I will be getting? So you find the value of X, you solve it, you will get 10 grams. Okay? Because see, 72 grams is you are getting for 72% yield. So for 100% yield, how much you will be getting? So you're getting 10 grams. Then find the number of moles of cyclohexene. So you have 10 upon the MR, you will get 0.122 moles. And you see the ratio is 1:1. So cyclohexanol also is having this much moles, and times the MR of cyclohexanol, which is 100. You solve it, you get 12.2 grams, which is D. Clear? Question number 16 is about E and Z isomers. If I see for double bond number 1, this and this, the higher MRs on the opposite end. So for the opposite end, it's E. And for the second one, the higher MRs are on the same side. So it's going to be Z. So my answer is going to be B. Because this one was the first one, and for second one, you look for this and for this. So E and Z is your correct answer. This is the end of the section A of October 2024 paper. And I hope you understood the questions. If in case, just leave a comment below for any clarification. Thank you for watching. Take care.